Be with you guys this morning. And yes, as Michelle said, I definitely have something fun to share with you. So thanks for letting me be here today and hang out with you. And everybody have a safe fourth. All right. So in a world where, Michelle was just talking about, we want it now. We want immediate results. And I have become the master of the long game. And when I say that, so that you can follow along, the long game is actually layered in with the short game that I'm playing. The short game's way more fun. You get to do something, you get to see the results, and that's way more fun. But my long game, when I say I'm mastering the long game, is it's constantly running, say, in the background of that short game. And John Maxwell has really left this impression on me with his rule of five. And John Maxwell's rule of five simply says that you do a series of activities, or he does a series of activities that he does every day that are fundamental to his success. For John, it's every day he reads, every day he files, every day he thinks, every day he asks questions, and every day he writes. When he writes a book, he just writes a page a day or a paragraph a day. And in that long game, in I mean, gosh, just think how many pages you would write in 6 months, right? So you can write a book by playing the long game, chunking out little pieces along the way. His rule of five, the example he gives is picture a tree in your backyard that needs to be cut down. And if you grab an axe and take 5 good swings at that axe every day, eventually it will chop down. But if you just if you just go out there and just start whack, 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 the axe gets dull, you get tired, you're sore the next day. But if you literally go out there every day and just take 5 whacks at it, and there's no time frame on when the tree has to go down, it will fall and you'll never even realize you did it. So that's where I think that comes in. So here's the great news. All of your short-term goals can be part of your long-term game if you get a clear vision of what your long game is, and then you just fit the short goals inside there. So in Michael Gerber, who wrote E-Myth, the reason small businesses don't, or why small businesses don't work and what to do about it. When Michael and I talk about stuff, he makes it very simple. There is a step one before you get to step two, and that you got to complete step two before you go to step three. If you're putting furniture together or anything, I just did a simple little lamp the other day. And sure enough, if I didn't put that freaking bottom half of it in backwards because I didn't look at the instructions, and there was a step one before step two. And so many times we're looking at what we're trying to figure out what step five is and do step five because we want to get there. But the long game is start at step one, finish it, then do step two, finish it. So I'll give you one real world example so you can grab something here and put it to use and move towards mastering your long game. So ask yourself this question. How often does somebody really use the consumer? I mean, I'm assuming if you've got anything you're doing, whether you're working at a job, whether you're starting a business, whatever, you have a product or service, and we usually stand behind whatever that product or service is because we believe in it so much. So if you were to look at it and go, how often would my end user use this product or service? So mine is people move. I'm in real estate. So people move every 5 to 10 years, right? So if I had 100 people that are end users, they're going to move. There's 20 people moving every year. Yet if I wanted to reach those 100 people today, of those 20 people that are moving this year, you realize if I talk to all 100 people today, I won't get 20 customers because only one or two of those 20 people know they're moving this year. I said this year, right? 20 people will be moving this year. Well, the people that are moving in, 6 months from now, a year from now, or even 2 months from now don't know they're one of those people that are moving yet. They don't know they're one of the 20. So the long game is I capture those 100 people and I talk to them as if they were all moving today, and just, just actually, I don't even sell them anything, not as if they were moving, just connect with them. And as long as I stay connected with that 100 next month and add another 100 people next month, so I can find the one that's moving, the next two, one or two that are moving next month, then I'll capture those two sales, one to two sales, right? Then I'll stay in touch with those 100 people on the third month. So the long game is I stay in touch with everyone forever because everybody's moving sometime in the next 5 years. So once you do, like, this is simple for everyone listening. If you just connected with 5 people a day, stayed in touch with those 5 people for the next 5 years, if you were in my world, I will get 100 sales in the next 5 years from those 100 people. Does that make sense? If I do 5 people a day, 5 days a week, do the math. 5 times 5 is 25 people a week. That's 100 people a month. That's 1,200 people that I will just connect with over the next 12 months. Now that means 1,200 people times 20%, if they're moving every 5 years, is 240 people that I'm going to help move in the next 12 months. Now I just have to manage my long game of staying in touch with 1,200 people. So you just set up a system and a follow up system that's step one, then step two, then step three. So I know that in part might have gotten a little detailed right at breakfast, and we haven't even gotten the orange juice on the table, but hopefully that was explained simply enough that you can take something away from this part of the share.
Absolutely. Yay. Let's get some oranges here. Anyone from Florida? Let us know in the chat. I love it. I love how you break it down to steps and you make it so easy for us. And what you shared is a proven success. If you guys have not followed Coach Korn yet, please do so. Take a look at his Facebook shares and the events that he's speaking on and the things that he is doing. Because, we were talking about the repetition, the steps to take. And the easiest way to that success is to follow somebody else's footsteps because success leaves clues. And as you were sharing those 5 steps, it also made me remember these 5 steps to create a successful marketing funnel because that takes a lot of